We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
With Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Good morning, everybody. It is Reality Rants. I am Jason Bermas. This is RedVoiceMedia.com. I'm going to tell you out of the gates, even though the lead story is aliens and the boogeyman, and we're going to pick it apart, I'm going to show you some really interesting things that maybe you've seen before. But maybe you haven't. You know, one of the things that's really permeated the culture now for the better part of 2 decades is the ancient alien theory and the transition of what was once kind of a, don't get me wrong, a slanted history channel. It still is, right? But now they're telling you the story of food and all that other stuff. And, you know, basically the big brand names. They're celebrating brands now on the History Channel. And I watch that shit. I watch it. Okay? And I used to watch the Ancient Alien stuff quite a bit. Even before it became popular. A lot of people don't realize this, but you can get the original documentary, which ran for an hour. Basically like one of the episodes with commercials, like 40 plus minutes. That may go back to the late 90s, maybe 99, 98, the original. And they built the series from that, okay? But before that, you would get a lot, and by the way, Hearst Publications, all that, you'd get a lot of World War I, World War II, basically what you see now, Vietnam, Korean War, what you see now on AHC or American Heroes Channel. You get a lot of that. That has transitioned fully into aliens. Okay, building the pyramids, putting up obelisks, influencing ancient civilization, etc., etc., etc. I don't know that at all. And now, even with these little mummified things that they're going to genetically show, I don't know how you would show, even if there were some kind of other species, perhaps originating from this planet, how would you ever show they're alien? It's all alien hype. There's no other discovery except for alien. Go into the ocean, okay? But there's something, talk about aliens. Like there's some really wicked, I would say undiscovered and really just we're ignorant of life forms down there, period. That's where the real journey is. And I'm sure that, again, in certain black programs, we have tried to study these things. But hey, the sea, the ocean, just like space, which we'll get into later, it's a harsh mistress, man. There are certain forces, you know, within these things that at least publicly we can't do jack squat about. Remember exploding submarines with billionaires? Everybody thought that like kind of a joke. And look, you know, the private sector, James Cameron, he's done a lot with that. Now, whether or not, and I would say it's kind of almost a foregone conclusion. Somewhere out there in some black program somewhere, there's something better than what Cameron was able to use and produce. Now, the propulsion system, the energy system, the material it's made out of, I have no clue. But I guarantee if it was represented to the public in a certain way, you would automatically think it was alien. When it doesn't necessarily have to be alien at all. You know, I want people to really think about something right now, okay? And it's almost a paradox for this whole thing. I'm going to play an ABC News clip on these hearings. Really, what triggered this whole thing was this guy a few days ago, and we're going to show you him talking as well. Aliens are a foreign power. Pentagon UFO chief says something is in our backyard. And then he resigned. Like right after the war. And then, and the alien people are going to see he dared to speak truth to power. Now he's forced to resign. Garbage. Garbajo. This is the guy right here, by the way. I think he's speaking in April. We're going to bring that in. But going back to what I was saying, think about this for a second. All information that travels, and when I say information, I'm going to give you a multitude of examples. It travels unbeknownst to our human eye. I would say the sense that we're aware of the most all the time. Think about it. Now, and our eyes deceive us sometimes, but sometimes we should believe those lying eyes when they tell us not to. That's a whole nother thing. But think about it. You can be on site at a dump, right? And you get to a dump or a scrap yard, and you're in the midst of it right away. Oh my God. Yuck. You adapt. You become nose blind to that for a little while. Your eyes, no. So eyesight for us who have it, it's like the main sense. Obviously, touch, we can get into it, but eyesight. The thing is, you can't feel these things either, at least not unless they're concentrated in certain ways. Other argument. But let's talk about it. Everybody knows about Wi-Fi. Think about all the different pieces of information Wi-Fi can send through a language, through binary code, through protocol, through zeros and ones programmed somewhere into something that's conducted all around. That's just one thing. That's the latest. And I mean, it's incredible the amount of information that travels there. Okay? Previously to that, there's a reason there's antennas on the old TVs, guys. Right? UHF, VHF waves. So all these radio waves were actually whatever it could be on a screen. Now, again, it wasn't as interactive, right? It didn't allow a back and forth like we're doing now. Like, again, Wi-Fi, we're going back in time. But damn, that's a lot of info. That's sight and sound to everybody. Go back a little bit further. Radio waves. Again, you don't see them, but auditorily, bam. And then you got guys like Tesla that are harnessing it for all sorts of things. And whether it's energy or tapping into the magnetosphere. Let's talk about the ionosphere. We have these different invisible levels around the planet that we conduct things through. That's amazing. It's all that would be magic, obviously, to an ancient civilization. Yet we all accept it, right? We all accept it. We all accept it's real. It's absolutely and totally incredible. But then you see something that you're not normally used to seeing. And, I wish I had, maybe I should do that live. I actually took this video. It's got to be a month ago now, close to a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And it's a drone over where actually my niece's concert that I couldn't go to was. And let's see, it's before that. And there's a good-looking dog. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share, by the way. Yeah, I think it's before the the BJ Penn fight, the whole thing. Anyway, what's interesting about it is the way that I zoomed in on it. Okay, and I wish I could find it right now because I think it's important. The way I zoomed in on it, it made it look like a quote-unquote UFO. You could, oh my goodness, it's plasma in the air. Doesn't necessarily have to be any of that stuff. Man, I guess I'm going to have to look for it some other time. But I want to demonstrate that and how easy it is to create like that's a real video. And if you didn't know what you were looking at, you might think it was a UFO. No, I could see it with my own eyes. It wasn't distorted through some kind of a lens. And it was like just a mini drone. And the other thing is how much of this stuff that we've seen throughout the years, not only drone technology that can be programmed to move and dance and interact with one another, but then you have holographic technology, propulsion technology, okay, weapon systems. All that stuff matters. And what better cover story than aliens? It's alien technology. We just don't know. Now, this guy also said foreign powers. And I think that's part of the script, too. This idea that the United States doesn't have full spectrum dominance in the military. And I think it does still, guys. Sure. Have they sold off technology and collaborated with China? Absolutely. Absolutely. But as far as just like giving up the goods, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. In fact, so much of the stuff that is already on the books and documented is the stuff that they're peddling China now has, okay, and that we're behind on. Yeah, we had a 20 to 30 year head start. And because they're moving towards globalism, really they do want to eventually work China into the full equation because these black sites, which are a part of basically the continuity of government program, okay, they're working towards this arena of globalism anyway. And this is all a path to it. Now, I babbled there for 10 minutes because I was going to say this isn't even really the lead story. It's the lead story for the first hour because the second hour, and this is the story everybody should be talking about instead of that. Like nobody talking about Nygaard yesterday. How many news stations did you tune into, alternative or otherwise, where they gave it a good Nygaarding? This one. This one did it. So this story is huge. I honestly, again, I was kind of ignorant to it. It was through my other gig. I've interviewed Andrew G. Huff. I'm going to interview him again today. This is the Eco Health Alliance guy. And look, Andrew G. Huff, the real deal, in my opinion. People can say what they will. He talked about using those same invisible waves with me, which we've played on this, as surveillance tools. So you don't need a camera in the house. You just need a Wi-Fi network. And those Wi-Fi networks bounce off things, again, invisibly. Like I said. So anything with a wavelength is on a spectrum and can be measured through separate types of tools. And we were talking about how that's a surveillance thing. Well, the reason I'm talking to him today, and the reason you're going to want to go to RVM Rumble later for the second hour, which is going to be a good one. A good one. It's going to be serious, though. I mean, because we're talking serious stuff. Come on. Come on now. You got to be kidding me. This changed it up already. All right, we'll do it live. Oh, wait, no. This is the one it's supposed to be. Sorry about that. My bad. See, I'm getting excited. I forgot I put this over here by the videos. Peter Daszak is going to be giving testimony on the record today to Congress in an interview. Okay? So this is sent out in September. Today is the day. And now I dug up the 2016 C-SPAN lecture by Daszak on Eco Health Alliance and pandemics. Now, we're not going to say anything about you-know-whatski. Not going to say it. Not even going to play Daszak in the first hour, full second hour. So he gives about an 18-minute presentation, but then there's one point in the Q&A, which we're also going to play. Really, we should just play, I think, every one of his responses in the Q&A, but at least there's a 40-second clip going around Twitter or whatever. I should probably break it out later. But you know what? The good people at RVM will probably break out the bigger clip later, where he, in 2016, lays it down, what they've already done with certain things. Let's say spiked hair, but not hair. Instead of, I don't know, get your protein bars. They're delicious. On all sorts of goodies. He gives up the goods there. So he's going to be testifying under oath today. Now, is he going to tell the truth? Is he going to be held accountable whatsoever? I don't know. I'm not banking on it. But here you go. In anticipation of the interview, we renew our request for certain responsive documents and communications. This letter consolidates our previous request regarding the origins of Hey Now. And as a further accommodation, tables and requests add significant topics, specify scopes down the time frame of our previous requests. We're going to stop there. We're going to read this bad boy. Second hour. And I don't have to say hey now in the second hour when we can actually read it. But that's the big story no one's talking about. So we're going to play Dazik. We're going to do the 2016 thing. This is what we're going to come back to. This is one of those UFO puff pieces from about a month ago. Then we're going to play this guy that was forced to resign, speaking all the way back in April. I'm going to show you how, again, like this is long standing, like this is like the soft psyops disclosure that people like Stephen Greer will gloat at. Look at me and what I've done, and I met with Rockefellers, blah, 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 blah. No thanks. Thumbs it up, subscribe and share on every single platform. We will be back after this word from our sponsor.
We interrupt today's programming to bring unfortunate news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. So take action now. The Federal Reserve's phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard and put your hard-earned assets in jeopardy. But here's the good news. There's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Speak to someone at American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Dial 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now, 833-287-2465. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Call 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now. 833-287-2465. Act swiftly. 833-287-2465.
And we are back. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Let's get 100 thumbs up on every platform at least. Just 100. I mean, I'd ask for 1,000. But really, I'd ask for you to get the information out. Like, you don't have to send videos of me talking about Nygaard. Show people the videos that Nygaard put out himself about wanting to live forever or die trying. Then send them the videos of his own son explaining how he has more formal allegations against him than Epstein, Weinstein, and Cosby combined. To start and say, hey, there's this guy. He talks about that stuff. Go check it out. That's all. That's all. Just put a little love in your heart out there, guys. We're trying to get this out. Now, I got a lot of ancient alien stuff to debunk. I tell people that Ancient Aliens Debunked by Chris White, which is old school now, like well over a decade old, does a great job of debunking so much of the Johnny nonsense out there. Even Von Daniken, who's really Eric Von Daniken, who's really the godfather, if you will, of bringing to the mainstream with Chariots of the Gods and a ton of subsequent books during this type of like New Age Enlightenment movement. Really what got into my parents and even grandparents, because I'm, a younger, my mom was young and so was my dad, their generations into this idea, again, this false idea of the ancient alien civilization. No, I think that human beings were way more ingenuitive than we give them credit for. I think that our history in many ways is a farce and incomplete, obviously. And guys like Hancock, who have talked about lost ancient civilizations and technology, they seem to be correct. And, the extent of that, I couldn't tell you. I'm not claiming I can tell you, right? How would I be able to do that? Again, I'm 44 years old. We're going to pull it back. We're going to play. And the other thing is, who trusts NASA? We're trusting NASA now. Now, NASA is there not only to weaponize space and partner with guys like the Muskernuts to put up full-on surveillance networks, but not only full-on, strategic defense initiative programs openly. We've played you, Bush, the chief scientist, time and time again, snickering with his no comment when he's called out on the satellite system up there and the technologies that they're moving. No comment. And then you find out what? He's into bioengineering. They're into geoengineering. All of it. They're into the whole shebango. The whole Donnie Dance-a-lot. That's them, NASA. Yeah, they're gonna be honest with us about the UFO phenomenon. Because they don't have a vested interest in controlling space openly from the white papers that we've already discussed. And they haven't lied to the public about the threat of climate change and carbon. And they haven't manipulated the numbers. And they don't give a pass on that carbon footprint to the U.S. military 100% of the time. Like, what imagination land are we in that we're going to trust NASA with the UFO information? But it's aliens, bro. It's aliens or another foreign power. And either one works, because one is great plausible deniability for the technology that's been developed. And the other one is like, give us more money and power. We're weak. Come on. The art of war, appear weak when you're really strong. This is really going on here. So let's do it to it. Here's the ABC. And these reports ran throughout the country on local news. Talk about mind tricks and psyops. You got the national program. And, the other thing is the Ancient Aliens thing, expanded to, every network. Every one of those networks has something on there, right? That's legitimized. Even the American Heroes channels, man. The one I like for, the World War II stuff and the stock World War I footage and the blueprints of Hitler. And, look, I'm not even saying all those are perfect. But I am saying that they sneak them in, man. In fact, I saw on one of those, it was a replay, I think, of something that originally aired on the History Channel. They're all owned by the same people. But they're playing that alien footage that is clearly a hoax and has been debunked. We're just not sure. And it's this, shoddy, 45 millimeter, clearly CGI footage, done well. But it's clearly CGI. We just don't know. No, we do. No, we absolutely 100% do. They ran a filter over it to make it look vintage, and then they used a font that didn't exist at the time that the video is supposed to come from. We do know it's a hoax. 100%. I'm ranting on reality rants. It's okay. It's okay, Jason. We can do that. That's what we do here. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. NASA releases UFO report.
NASA today released the findings from its year-long study of UFOs, and, well, it doesn't really clear anything up.
It basically says that those strange objects in the sky are, they're still a mystery, and our Rob Hayes is here to explain.
Yeah, over the past year or so, we've been hearing a lot about these unexplained objects flying in the sky and how the government is taking a closer look at them. Well, today, NASA...
Yeah, we sure have of the year or so. They've been hyping it up for decades. But, they full throttle, son. Aliens.
Released its findings, and it's a pretty anticlimactic look at what it calls UAPs.
UAP is the new stand-in for UFO. It means unidentified anomalous phenomena.
It's anomalous, and it's not even Ariel? Like, I thought it was at least Ariel. No, they're going with anomalous now? Did I just get Mandela effect, everybody? They Mandela affected me.
Oh my gosh, they're all going against the wind.
Bill Nelson is the head of NASA today talking about its year-long independent report on UAPs, one that is more down to earth than other alien reports.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. But we don't know what these UAP are.
Look at that little smirkle, huh? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And yeah, you do. Guys, Lockheed Martin, the Skunk Works program. Okay, that's what we know about. Like, so many, I think it was the Silverbird UFO sightings. We'll do it live, right? Because that's what we do here. We do it live. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. I think it's the Silverbird. Silverbird, Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. Boom. Let's see. There's Skunk Works. Am I wrong about this Silverbird? It might be man, it's killing me. Let's take off bird. Let's go there. Silver. Let's see. Just still Skunk Works. I mean, let's go to images. What Skunk Works is. Let's go Skunk Works planes. Bam. I mean, all these things are developed out of Skunk Works. What they look like now. What they're showing us now. I mean, Google sucks so bad. There's the logo. And actually, you know what? It's so well known that this was actually put on the back of the jet used in the last Top Gun. They had the little Skunk Works logo on there. Let's go back to Smirkle McNASA over here, who's pretending they don't know. We just don't know what they're for or from.
33 pages long, put together by scientists and experts, poring over encounters like this from military and commercial pilots. Meanwhile, reports of alien life continue to make headlines around the world, like these so-called non-humans rolled out before Mexico's Congress earlier this week. And in July, a former U.S. Navy pilot telling the House Oversight Committee about his run-in with a UAP off the coast of San Diego.
And honestly, that is something. Like, absolutely. And obviously, look, first of all, if you're going to test this stuff, especially operationally, you want to see how it's going to do against your traditional military gear. Duh. Then if you want to keep it quiet, you don't tell anybody else about it. It's like, again, compartmentalization 101, period. And with those little alien things, there's a video, I think it's like supposed to be an alien in the forest, and who knows whether it's real or not, but it doesn't seem like the guy was trying to do anything, and it was like off in the background, and it's like out in South America somewhere, and I think those are found in South America, and it's like this little thing walking around, like you catch it really quick. It looks a lot like those things. Again, those things, maybe they're really mummified something, but I don't know why you would think they were aliens. Like, why would you think they're alien? Oh, because that's right. We've been conditioned to believe, like anything we find now, aliens.
The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
But because the mysterious flying objects are still a mystery, NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research. NASA says the upgraded efforts will work hand in hand with other government agencies and use AI to search the skies for even more evidence. For those keenly following all these unexplained sightings, NASA is also vowing transparency.
There's so much concern that there's something locked up, classified, and that the American government is not being open. Well, we are the American government, and we are open, and we're going to be open about this.
Now, in order to increase the amount of UAP evidence, NASA is hoping to turn to smartphone apps that could help gather and organize sightings from all around the world.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button.
How about no, Mark? How about no? I couldn't find the video. I wanted to find the video. Maybe we'll bring it back and find it some other time. I didn't cue that one. I don't feel like doing it live because that one could be kind of tough to find. Obviously, if I didn't find it in that 30 seconds, I'm about to give up on it. But it's ridiculous. We're in ridiculous town on that one. Do I have another? I think I have. What do I have? One more video just to show how ridiculous all this is. Everybody who's like, for years saying, listen, we just don't know how they made the pyramids. They could have never done it on their own. No, they could. And this guy, I remember seeing these videos a decade or two ago, showed how pulley systems and other ways could move. I mean, this is obviously he's not in stellar condition, right? Take a look at that guy. He's got Roy Nelson body. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, look at this. So listen, he showed again and again and again how levers and pulleys, and this stuff was just ignored for decades. I like this edit of it, but you see what one or two people can do, right? Imagine you have slave labor. Slave labor. Plenty of slave labor at that time. Or at least, and again, we don't even know if it was really the Egyptians that built those pyramids. And those were when things were literally built to last. I love that video. Guys, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We're going to take a break, and we are going to be back after this word from our sponsor.
When I invented MyPillow, my passion was to help each and every one of you. And 20 years later, all of your support is what keeps us going. Because of you, we've been able to create thousands of USA jobs and help millions get the best sleep ever. To thank you, my employees and I are bringing you a limited edition MyPillow. The Giza Elegance MyPillow is made with my patented adjustable fill, the most amazing cotton, and a 2-inch pipe gusset. It has 4 custom loft levels, machine washable and dryable, and you get my 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your limited edition 20th anniversary MyPillow queen size. Retails for $69.98, now only $19.98. That's right, get a queen size MyPillow for only $19.98.
From all of us here at MyPillow,
Thanks, America!
Still not at 100 thumbs. Let's get to the 100 thumbs. Now, we're going to play this guy's testimony back in April. Okay, but we just showed you that. I'm also, I was scrolling through the comments. I saw somebody mention Coral Castle, right? And that's yet another one of these things. Let's see if this is the... why does everybody ruin everything with TikTok? Let's see if this is actually going to show anything. But he used sound and resonance, apparently. See, so this isn't even what I really want. There's a full documentary right here on this chateau. Okay? And this dude, let's still turn off the sound, was able to do this on his own. Never showed anybody how. Nori's in this. That's the thing. A lot of these people, you see that on top? I mean, this guy was doing the real deal stuff here. Here's another really good showing you how a lot of these could move. So even when you talk about Stonehenge, right? And they tried to assume aliens. So how did humans do Stonehenge? They redid Stonehenge. Stonehenge redone. Let's see, Stonehenge redone. Let's see if we can easily pull that up from Google. Yeah, right here. So there was whole projects, the excavation and the restoration. They totally rebuilt Stonehenge back in the day. It was so, not doable by humans. Humans redid the whole site. Like it wasn't just sitting there like that. Okay? So you look at that, and apparently that's the excavation of it. How could they do it? Well, they showed you how they did it. It's not like they used, massive tech. Aliens, bro. Bro, aliens. So let's play this guy's testimony from April. Now, this is the guy that just said aliens are a foreign power. Aliens or a foreign power. David Kirkpatrick. Let's bring it all the way back here. Oh, wait. No. I didn't realize. Let's go back to where he is. I didn't realize this was an hour long. We're not going to do the whole thing. My God. Okay, here it is. Miss Ernst. Joni Ernst. And it's funny. I think it's the Iowa lady, Joni Ernst, and Gillibrand, the New York lady. Very familiar with both of them. Here we go.
On this issue, which paved the way for the DoD's establishment of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office in July of last year. Though AARO is still a young office, the spotlight on UAP in recent months underscores the importance of its work and the need for UAP to be taken seriously as a matter of national security. All leadership that I've had the pleasure of working with, whether DoD, IC, DOE, civil, scientific, or industrial, view Congress as a critical partner in this endeavor. AARO has accomplished much in the last 9 months since it was established. The AARO team of more than 36 experts is organized around 4 functional areas: operations, scientific research, integrated analysis, and strategic communications. In the 9 months since AARO's establishment, we've taken important steps to involve and improve UAP data collection, standardize the department's UAP internal reporting requirements, and implement a framework for rigorous scientific and intelligence analysis.
I mean, all this is like nothing every single gosh darn time. I don't want to hear any of it. Like, I want to hear the hard evidence you have, bro scam. Because these guys are bro scammers, man. That's it. It's the same rhetoric and talking points. And really, to me, it's almost juvenile. We've taken steps to acquire intelligence information and gather and assess them. What? You told me, of course, that's what you were put together to do. Where's the meat and potatoes, Patrick? Or Kirkpatrick? I mean, come on. Come on now.
Allowing us to resolve cases in a systematic and prioritized manner. Meanwhile, consistent with legislative direction, AARO is also carefully reviewing and researching the U.S. government's UAP-related historical record. AARO is leading a focused effort to better characterize, understand, and attribute UAP, with priority given to UAP reports by DoD and IC personnel in or near areas of national security importance. DoD fully appreciates the eagerness from many quarters, especially here in Congress and in the American public, to quickly resolve every UAP encountered across the globe from the distant past through today.
That's ridiculous. Did you hear everyone from the past to today? That's not real. We're going to account for every UAP. What? No. Like cartoon level. First of all, a lot of people get what they see wrong. A lot of people get natural phenomenon, like I just said, a drone, maybe even a certain type of plane, blackbird or otherwise. Yeah, you're not going to be able to assess every single one. Like, this is jackassery. It's childish.
It's important to note, however, AARO is the culmination of decades of DoD, intelligence community, and congressionally directed efforts to successfully resolve UAP encountered first and foremost by U.S. military personnel, specifically Navy and Air Force pilots. The law establishing AARO is ambitious, and it will take time to realize the full mission. We cannot answer decades of questions about UAP all at once, but we must begin somewhere. While I assure you that AARO will follow scientific evidence wherever it leads, I ask for your patience as DoD first prioritizes the safety and security of our military personnel and installations in all domains.
Give us more money. We're going to tell you the truth. But first, we're going to secure those military installations and keep everybody in the military safe. From what? The military programs you're running? Because that's where the evidence leads, compadre. Not foreign powers or aliens. That's jackassery. Okay? Like, all of this is a setup for we want more money and power. But we're going to tell you the truth. We're going to tell you the truth just like NASA's going to tell you the truth. Everybody's going to tell you the truth, and that's why we have these different levels of classification. Okay? That's why we had the nightmare of the last several years that they're still trying to project on people through these treaties. Right? I've got Tedros. We're going to play that clip in the second hour. Those treaties haven't gone away. And then they say, well, it's just a treaty. And y'all have to agree to it. I didn't agree to anything in the last 3 years. More than 3. Almost 4. A lot of people complied. Compliance. And then they were forced to comply. I didn't agree with it. Everybody's going to have to agree, and, the things are going to have to be reasonable. The U.S. doesn't have to be a part. The U.S. wrote it. Demonic monsters within the United States who are minions of a predator class wrote it up. But they're not going to adhere to it, those same demonic monsters. And look, I'm not saying they're really possessed by demons. I'm not here with the fire and brimstone. I'm telling you, those are the type of psychopathic, sociopathic, terrible human beings that they want to climb. They're the Nikki Haley's of the world. You keep my daughter's name out of your voice. They will gleefully smile as they carpet bomb children. Give them a limitless budget too. No, thank you. No, thank you. So quite frankly, fuck these people. Seriously. Fuck their agenda. Fuck their TV shows. Fuck them, man. Fuck this whole UFO bullshit. That's another thing that Ramaswamy needs to just do down the line. Now, look, I understand that we have to have some kind of classification systems with energy, with propulsion, with weapons, because they're all combined. And 100%. But do we have to propagate this alien nonsense, this psyop on everybody? No, we certainly don't. And if I'm wrong, and they've got the bodies on ice. I mean, think about the people that have told you that they've seen the bodies. That one guy, he was a big scammer back in the day. Started with books, Kevin something or other. You end up going to jail for one of his fraud campaigns. He was going to get you into the, Illuminati club. In one of his books, he claimed that he was taken to Area 51 and he saw the bodies. He saw the bodies. Kevin Trudeau. See, there was another Trudeau before the Justin Trudeau. Let's bring up Kevin Trudeau has seen the bodies. Kevin Trudeau, alien bodies, area. Okay, I think he was taken to Area 51. I remember Dice did it back in the day. My man, that a boy. What, did I spell it wrong? Here we go. Yeah, I did. So let's see. Trudeau refunds. Yeah, the FTC. I mean, the more natural cures. Who cares? Here it is right here. Houses most extra. Yep, and working space and dead alien bodies. He has seen the bodies. Kevin Trudeau. Let's get a picture of Trudeau. There he is. If you don't remember that guy, I haven't seen him in years and years and years. But Trudeau claimed, hey, you don't question. I saw the bodies. Let's see. What is this? Is this him actually, or is this dice? Let's see if this is dice. We don't want to get a
Hello, welcome.
Oh, Kevin Trudeau. We got a whole lecture from Kevin. Oh, we got an interview on the alien bodies with Kevin Trudeau from 7 years ago. Well, it was posted 7 years ago. I guarantee it's over a decade old. The guy is ridiculous. No. And again, hucksters like Greer. No. And they're all elevated to this level of importance. Maybe some people have bought into their own bullshit. That's very, very possible. But listen, I've seen Sitchin's work just destroyed. And again, I don't speak those languages. And chances are neither do you. And I've sat down with guys like William Henry, right? And maybe he's a genuine guy, but I sat down with him in 2008, and he was telling me about the conscious awakening that's going to happen in 2012. They all bought into that hoax, too. Guess who didn't? This guy. I was never like, yeah, say 2012 disasters. A lot. Think about that psychological operation. And then it just ends, and everybody moves on. This is a lot different. This is a ton different because at the end of the day, we have the technology right now and have done this. We have done this. Let's not play around. We have created biological entities in black programs through chimeric technology, aka splicing different species together. How far that's open. Chimeras. It's open. Okay, not even in the black site stuff. Lord knows what we've created, what it thinks it is, and what we're going to portray it as. That's bottom line. Bottom line. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. We're going to play more of that buffoon on the other side of this. And then the second hour is where it gets juicy. RVMRumble.com. RVMRumble.com. We're going to play Peter Daszak, who's giving sworn testimony to Congress today. Should be the lead story everywhere. And hopefully, it's going to get picked up more than the Nygaard story yesterday. We're going to play him from 2016 saying some things. Not going to want to miss it at rvmrumble.com. Get those thumbs up, subscribe, and share. We'll be back after this word from our sponsor.
Attention Americans, breaking news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. Take action now. The Federal Reserve phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard. Your hard-earned assets are in jeopardy. But there's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Reach out to American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Visit protectfrombiden.com. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Be smart. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Visit protectfrombiden.com to get your free guide and get started. Again, that's protectfrombiden.com.
I got some people in the chat saying that they would sooner believe Al Bielek than the government. Al Bielek, interesting. I mean, he talked about, I think, the Philadelphia experiment. Was he in Montauk as well? Like, I think something did happen at Montauk, but along the lines of mind control. They drove these people crazy. Maybe even Bielek was experimenting on. Is he alive? I thought he died. Yeah, he is dead, right? Yep, he was. That was a long time ago. He died. Age 80 is a very bad hoax. Again, I don't know about Al Bielek's story. Let's go to images. Oh yeah, that was Al Bielek. But there was other people out there. There's a bunch of people that I think something did happen to at Montauk, like the Montauk boys. Oh, let's see. There's another one. The Lost Boys of Montauk, the true story. I mean, I've seen the wildest of things, but it all points to drugs and mind control. in Long Island. And they had this huge antenna. Let's see, antenna. And really, my friends over at TruthStream, there it is right there. There it is, the Hawkins Inside Camp Hero Montauk Project. Old school. And that's in Long Island. But TruthStream got interviews with some of them, and they're all really messed up and God knows what, and who knows what's happening. But what would you be like if you were like abused as a kid and given all sorts of wacky drugs? Just saying. All right. Like I said, I wanted to finish up this hour with the UFO alien thing. Then we are going to play, let's see where it is right here. This bad boy right over here. This right here, and actually, minus 10 seconds, is right where he reveals a little something. This 2016 History and Future of You-Know-Whatskis. That's interesting enough. But here's his whole lecture, and we're going to play his whole lecture because he really describes how EcoHealth Alliance is all about the environment too, as well as your health. Remember? And now what? The World Health Organization is peace for health and health for peace. And their own logo has all the green Johnny nonsense on it too. So it's the environment, okay? It's everything. You get it? That's how it works. Scary. Because it's all encompassing. They don't, I interviewed one of the lawyers for the trucker convoy, Tamara Leach. Tamara Leach, she's got all these trials. They're waging lawfare against her. There's no end in sight. The whole shebango. And the lawyer for her, Lawrence Greenspan, was saying that, you in America, you have a right to private property. We don't even have that in Canada. That's suspended. It's like, what? And I said, well, if you don't have a right to private property, you're really not free. Whether you can express because you have to be, in our Fourth Amendment, you have to have domain over your persons and property. And that ultimate domain over your persons and property is your body and your family's body and their welfare. Just that's basic stuff. That's why they give you the right to defend yourself and those things, because they are yours. Like, if you don't have the right to own private property, who does? Someone owns that. And if they can own that and you can't, there is no means to do that. Guess what? You are a slave. You are a slave. That's it. That's the whole shebang diddly-ango. And believe me, they love a threat like aliens. Aliens are the threat. Because then they can just enslave your ass.
After all, a UAP encountered first by highly capable DoD and IC platforms, featuring the nation's most advanced sensors, are those UAP most likely to be resolved by my office, assuming the data can be collected. If Arrow succeeds in first improving the ability of military personnel to quickly and confidently resolve UAP they encounter, I believe that in time we will have greatly advanced the capability of the entire United States government, including its civilian agencies, to resolve UAP.
Oh.
However, it would be naive to believe that the resolution of all UAP can be solely accomplished by the DoD and IC alone.
It can't be accomplished. That's not real. Okay? And by the way, especially when you already know, once you get into the different levels of black sites and the government, what 80+% of these things are. I'd say 20% are actually, we just don't know. And that's probably correct. About 20% they don't know when you get to the upper echelons. But they're going to solve it, man. They're going to solve it. They're going to let us know, aliens or foreign powers. Aliens. Or can't be us. Aliens. And then, oh man, if there's an alien threat, then just we got to suspend it all. And even like Reagan said, hey, I wonder how quickly. We would all resolve our problems. Remember that same message way back in the day in a little film called Independence Day? Huge at the time. I remember watching Independence Day in the theater, and it was pure my generation cheese all the way through. So cheesy that Will Smith, who was becoming the action hero at the time, downs an alien spacecraft, then gets out and punches the alien in the face. And it's funny, they kind of, Randy Quaid, who seems to have gone a little crazy in his older years, is portrayed as the crazy guy. Now, he'd played a lot of, vacation-style crazy people in the past, but boy, they went over the board in Independence Day. Independence Day. Aliens are coming. I mean, the aliens took out the White House. That's the cover. That's the cover of the poster, man.
We will need to prioritize collection and leverage authorities for monitoring all domains within the continental United States. AARO's ultimate success will require partnerships with the interagency, industry partners, academia, and the scientific community, as well as the public. AARO is partnering with the services, intelligence community, DOE, as well as civil partners and across the U.S. government to tap into the resources of the interagency. The UAP challenge is more an operational and scientific issue than it is an intelligence issue. As such, we are working with industry, academia, and the scientific community, which bring their own resources, ideas, and expertise to this challenging problem set.
This challenging problem set. Well, let me let you know something. It sure is going to be a challenge when you're just a disinformation out there peddling Johnny nonsense. Now, I did want to hit one other story and do a little something, I guess, live. Let me see if I've got that UFC peacocking. Here's the deal. I watched UFC over the weekend. They're out in New York City, which is supposed to hate Donald Trump. Again, apparently only Republicans and conservatives go to large-scale sporting events. Certainly no celebrities or leftists go to these things. Now, oh wait, they do. And actually, there's a ton of celebrities in the audience. Bill Burr was one of them, and we'll get to Bill in a moment. And I was lucky enough to interview Bill Burr way back in the day for InfoWars. I always had a keen eye on comedy, even when I was a kid. I loved comedy, still do. And the reason that Bill Burr made headlines is that his wife appears to flip off Trump. They have like excellent seats. And Donnie T, Kid Rock, and Tucker Carlson walk out with Dana White for the main card. Okay? So they walk out for the main card, standing ovation again. Do you think Joe Biden could have done that and got it? First of all, I don't know that Joe Biden could have made his way down to the cage. Okay, and then I don't know if he could have stayed up because these events, they take a while. You know, the pay-per-views and the main card, they drag it out for about 3 hours. Some pretty good and quick fights, but still, 3 hours for Joe, even in a very loud arena with action, that's not going to fly. Okay, but they want us to believe everybody hates Donald Trump, despite poll numbers. And this is New York City. This is supposed to be like, they hate you, Donnie. No, they certainly don't. Now, we got to be careful here. Always got to be careful when we're playing clips like this, because the UFC loves to, and in fact, we're going to mute it. But you're muting the crowd. We got to try to mute it, okay? Because, as they're coming through, look at Tucker just smiling. Play a little. One of the bigger mixed martial arts. Oh, see, we got some of that. There's Kid Rock. I mean, you could hear people are standing ovation style. Standing, everybody, there we go. We got fist bumps over here. We love Donnie T. Look, there's Dana in the best shape of his life after going to that human biologist. Now, Bill Burr's wife apparently flips him off. I guess maybe we'll see that in here. Let's hope we don't have to cut this out, because we did take the audio out for the UFC, man. Come on, give us a break. There he is talking to the Buff. The Buff's jacket wasn't too crazy. There's Jared Leto. See, even Jared Leto's like, hey, how you doing? like people like the guy. He's extremely popular. We have to be in a place called reality. Just like the Tuckins is extremely popular. Man, like, that's New York City. That's supposed to be where, he's not allowed, or he should be being lynched. No, the really smart people, they stay out of the UFC, Jason. They don't actually go on. It's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So, look, we're less than a year away from the election. Primary season is upon us. Iowa's about to happen in less than 2 months. I live here. The last stretch is probably going to get pretty damn interesting. I've got my eyes open on it. But my eyes are wide open. They've lied about this guy. They've acted as if he's like the most hated guy. And again, standing ovation in Madison Square Garden to this day. And it's not the first time. I mean, this guy that WrestleMania'd. We've talked about it. All right. We're going to go to one last commercial. I'm going to get into that second hour. I'm going to quickly come back to YouTube. And I'm going to talk about how you can watch it free over at rvmrumble.com. You can also support the broadcast and get a chance at a new firearm by going to redvoicemedia.com/uncensored and signing up there. $10 a month. You get the first week for $1. Check it out. Again, help support me, help support the broadcast. Third hour over at RVM Rumble is some of the premium stuff that we then give for free. But again, you're helping support the broadcast. You get it first. redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. Again, second hour over at rvmrumble.com. One more commercial break, and then we will be back. I got to unmute this bad boy since we had to mute it before, after this word from our sponsor.
If you're like me and you want to be prepared for the unexpected,
that's where the wellness company's emergency medical kit comes
over
in.
40% of Americans say that they would avoid a doctor or a hospital unless it was a catastrophic situation.
Medical emergency kits with...
The kit contains 8 potentially life-saving medications for you to keep on hand in the event of natural disasters, supply chain shortages, medical emergencies, or like an apocalyptic situation. These are the actual medications that you would need in the event of certain situations. So they've got emergency antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics.
All right, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share no matter where you're watching. We are going to cut it off, but I do want to remind people, okay, this is a big second hour. We're going to start by reading this letter. Sorry about that, folks. This letter right here to Peter Daszak from Congress. He is testifying under oath today. Should be the top of the line story. So we're going to read this. We're going to play him back in 2016, February of 2016, guys. 7+ years ago, closer really to 8 years ago, talking about some things that were going on. A little dicka-dicka-doo. By the way, a lot of Johnny nonsense in his presentation, especially on the zoonotic origins of certain things. Just saying. Just saying. YouTube, we got to see you later so we can do this thing, read this letter top to bottom, and play some Daszak for you all. So I love you.